Alright, loyal viewers, it's time for Marcius Honest Day 5. We're gonna do something simple today, since I'm not feeling super great. So, we're gonna be melting down, hold on. We're gonna be melting down commercial candy. These round boys are going to take on a transformation. And they're going to go in here. These candies have a soft and hard candy mix. I have no idea what will happen when I melt them down. I've never seen anybody do it. I've never looked at any videos. So I've just kind of decided to let it go where it goes. I'm trying to put the colors in something that works for what I'm doing. About half and half. I think I'll go for a warm and cool color split. I think that's going to be the most pleasing to the eye. If only we had some blue. Okay, so very simple. I'm just gonna pop these onto here, melt them down, and see what happens. Already smells good. I think the main goal of this process is just to try not to cook them, to just sort of let them just melt down calmly and easily without giving them too much trouble. Yeah, we're just going to try to melt these down, not going to try to do anything special or fancy with it. This feels really abstract. I feel like I'm a little kid pretending to make spaghetti. I think I'm starting to see a little bit of liquid forming, which is good. The smell is interesting. It smells like generic commercial candy. You know, a little bit like Jolly Ranchers. Ooh. The hard shell's starting to come off. I'll just turn that down a little bit. Oh yeah, check that out. They're starting to stick to all sorts of funky stuff. Our goal for this is just to reach any sort of liquid stage. Just make them pourable and not horrible, hopefully. I don't know how well the flavor and smell is going to keep. I know that the coloring's probably going to be fine. I'm not sure about the other stuff. Man, this may not seem like it, but this is definitely me taking a mental health day. I've been watching Sandersides. Had a big pizza I picked up from a convenience store. Ate the whole thing by myself. It's definitely going to be a slow day for me. Thankfully, nothing else is going on today, so I was able to take my time. But I'm also trying to do better at finishing before I get too tired to edit. Because every time I go into edit, I always get excited about the things that I can do. About how to make the cuts just right. About how to make things really entertaining. I think last night was better. I think I went to bed at a more reasonable time. So I just thought that I should probably finish shooting before sundown. Otherwise, I probably would have stayed in my pajamas, watching YouTube literally all day. It's really hard to take time off from taking time off when you really need to take time off. You have to sort of like, you have to put yourself in a bad position on purpose. But what helps me is remembering that work is temporary. If it has to happen, then it has to happen. I do like to keep my mental health as a priority over work. I think that's very important. American culture is very much the opposite of that. So you have to really try to give yourself time to heal physically and mentally. But I knew that today, my more abstract goal still needed some attention, even though I'm also resting. So what helped me with that was just reminding myself that this, what I'm doing right now, the cooking, the work, the learning, the practice, it's temporary. It'll only take up a small chunk of my time compared to all the YouTube I'm going to watch today. So I thought, might as well make some YouTube. Might as well share some YouTube with the rest of the potluck. You know what I mean? Alright. We've almost got all the solid bits out. I'm not really sure about the smell. I think that's just because we mixed two weird flavors together. But it doesn't smell bad. So that's good. It still kind of smells like a weird Jolly Rancher or something. Oh, by the way, none of the brands I'm using are like endorsements or even personal preferences. This is just what I have. I don't really pick and choose a lot when it comes to what brands I have in my house. So if you see me having something in my shelving or in my kitchen, or if I'm buying it at the store, that doesn't necessarily mean I think it's good. I'm kind of like a scavenger. So just don't take anything as like direct praise for a product, unless I get a sponsorship or something. Then I'll be upfront about it. I don't like to bamboozle people. Well, I do. That is one of my hobbies, but I don't want it to be the kind of things that I wouldn't like. Well, there was less in there than I thought there was. That's okay. These will turn out really random. There's nothing really wrong with that. That won't really impede our goals in any way. This got a little too thick. I think maybe I'll add some water to the next ones. You know, just make it a little more easier to deal with. And turn that down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna add the water first. Let's see. Let's this. That should be plenty. I can always add more. Forgot how much the temperature carries on this thing. This is literally on the lowest setting. This just happens to be a very tiny pan. I don't know how big it looks, but it's about the same size as my hand, so. Alright, we'll see how this goes. If I manage to burn these, I'm not really going to be surprised, not really going to be disappointed, but I will be curious as to how it could have turned out. That seems to be helping, the water seems to be helping the outer coating dissolve faster. That's good. If I can get the outer coating all dissolved first, I think it'll make it easier to melt them all the way. That smells so syrupy. This definitely smells like a candy. It smells like a weird cough syrup because I've mixed all the flavors together. Oops. Whoa. Don't do that. Remember, as always, the goal is to be not as smart as me, but smarter. Alright, let's go up a notch. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever done on a stove, not gonna lie. Just like dissolving some round boys into cough syrup. You know, hard candy isn't really my preference for candy. It just happens to be the simplest way to make candy. My preference, I think maybe most people's preference is this. I prefer gummies. For me, those sort of like weird, hard, and dry, waxy gummies, you know, like the sharks, the peaches, that kind of thing. That's what gets me going. I really like munching on them. I think they're really fun to pull apart. Not to mention, gummies are a little bit better for you as far as teeth health goes. The sugar and the citric acid encourage things to eat away your teeth. It's not very great. With this kind of stuff, you eat this, you brush your teeth. That's the only way to do it. But with gummies, it's less of an issue because you don't suck on them, so it doesn't hang out in your mouth. The worst possible candy for teeth health is Jawbreakers. Not because they're hard and if you chew on them you might hurt your teeth. That doesn't really happen in my experience. But just because you suck on it for so long at a time. So, the candies that I think are great are, you know, the softer candies. The gummies, the taffy, the licorice. Those are all great. Though hard candy cannot be beat in terms of looks, I think hard candy is absolutely beautiful. Not to mention, stuff like Skittles, where you have a candy coating on the outside of something softer, helps preserve its shelf life, and it gives it a fun crunch, so I'm definitely in favor of that. I think candy shells are probably the most versatile usage for hard candy. This is going really well. This is better than last time. I think having it on a lower heat is helping. Because remember, we're not trying to cook these. We're just trying to make them pourable. Pourable, not horrible. I'm happy with the color choice. I'm really trying to imagine that this doesn't look like somebody blowing chunks, and it's very difficult. It also looks like a party alcohol. A lot of people don't know this, but alcohol is actually sugar. Like, it's not just like it has sugar in it, or it acts like sugar, but it's like literally a sugar. The stronger the alcohol, the more fat it makes you, which is great. It is a totally valid source of calories if you don't mind being drunk for getting your calories. This definitely has a strong cough syrup type smell, not in a bad way. Just because of the type of flavoring, I think. Oh yeah. Definitely interesting. I don't know how to pour this when there's still hard pieces left. I think I'm gonna keep cooking it for a little bit. I know I probably went over with the other ones. But that's okay. They can't all be winners. We're doing a lot of experimentation, which is going to yield a lot of good results, a lot of bad results, a lot of mixed results. When you want results, experiment. Just don't try to anticipate which kind of results you're going to get. It's all part of the learning process. Which has become my motto, I guess. I mean, like, I don't say this stuff because I've internalized it. I'm saying this stuff because I'm telling it to me, too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm also one of the people who needs to hear this. I think, talking to yourself to try to help yourself is good. I think that giving yourself the support that you wish you had from others, it's like, yeah, I mean, why not just do it, right? Been working with people on self-affirmations. It's really smart. Just take something that you think negatively about yourself. Like, for instance, maybe I think something like, man, I sure am ugly. And then maybe your looks aren't conventionally attractive. Maybe they're not even what you wish they would be. Maybe you have gotten called ugly. Maybe it's as close to a fact as you can think of it as being. But it's not helpful. There's always going to be a more true, more healthy version of reality. So instead of saying something like, I'm ugly, maybe try saying something like, I feel like I would look a lot better if I did my hair. And then go with that. It's good because it gives you something actionable and gives you something true. And it frames it in a positive light. I would feel better. I feel good about doing my hair. So then, it gives you the option of doing your hair instead of just sitting around and being sad. Options are always good. This is definitely ready. Alright. And it looks much better than the last one too. It kept all its color. It smells great. It looks great. Let's pour it in probably a way that will not really help our situation. I know these are going to be real thin. There's not a lot of content in each of these, but I wanted to make sure that we could get different kinds of end products so I could sort of like evaluate them. Oh yeah, and when you're hardening candies, you don't have to put them in the fridge. That's just an option. Smooth these over a little bit. Not that they really need it. It's just kind of making a mess. These are going to be fun to test out. Alright. We did the thing. Unus Annus. Memento Mori.